guys, it's Melissa here from The Whimsical Wife, and today I'm going to show you how I transformed my dumpster dive find into a special piece of furniture that looks $1,000,000. Goes. I found this particular piece of furniture and I'm calling it the three-legged bench. I had just dropped my kids off to daycare and I was coming home, and lo and behold, I see this ugly looking bench hanging out of a wheelie bin on the side of the road. Now, for those that don't live in Australia, I'm from Australia if you don't know, a wheelie bin is a large green bin that we use as a trash can. And it's got wheels on it, so that's why it's called a wheelie bin. And this three-legged bench was hanging out of it, looking quite sad and sorry, and assumed it was getting thrown away. So I thought, well, I can definitely do something with this, because I had been contemplating buying a bench to put at the end of our bed. So instead of buying one new, I thought, oh, why not? I could do this one up. So I pulled it out and shoved it in the back of the car. Probably looked like a sight. Popped it in the car, shut the door, and ran home to see what I had saved from the bin. After giving it a bit of a once over, it was missing a leg. It had a bit smelly upholstery, but overall in pretty good condition. So I just had to figure out what I wanted to do with it. After scouring Pinterest for a little bit, I knew in my heart of hearts, pink velvet blush. 3 words, that's all I wanted. So why don't you come with me and I will show you what I did with it. First step in restoring my three-legged bench seat is to take the legs off, and I'm going to get a new one made to match this one. I found a old woodworker guy in my local area who can turn a new leg with the same profile as these ones. The next step would be to take off all the old upholstery off the seat. By doing that, I'm going to have to get my flathead screwdriver and basically get it under each of these. It's going to take a little bit. I've got my flathead screwdriver and I've just popped it, you can see, under here, and then I just get some the plier and then just pull them out. So it's going to take a little while with a fair few staples, but that's going to be the process along the entire base of the chair to remove that all, and then I'll probably use the same technique to get rid of those brass pins there. Finished taking the upholstery off and the base fabric, and the next step will be I'll give this a light sand here because this will be showing when I put the new fabric on. I'll do an undercoat to stop this dark stain coming through because I'm going to paint it white. And once that's dried, I will paint it, and I will do the same with the legs as well. Give them a light sand and then undercoat them ready for painting. Here are my 4 legs. This is the one I got made from my local wood turner, and it's turned out so good. I'm really happy with it. As you can see, it's the same profile, and now I am going to sand it with 120 grit sandpaper. I will give each of these a light sand, and then I'll proceed to put some undercoat on them for the final coat. Alright, so we're getting move on the legs now. I primed the legs and now I'm adding a top coat of gloss white paint. I'm just using a spray paint out of a can because it's simple and it gives a great finished result. I've hung them up on just a bamboo stick that's held up high, bit of wire, and they're hanging down off that, so it's not touching anything and I can just spray around it and get a really even coat. I've also started painting just the edges of the seat here because when the fabric's on it you'll probably only see about that much. Done about 2 coats, I'll probably do a third. I'm finding it's best to do a light coat of the gloss paint, not trying to do a thick coat because it'll just run and not look good. So I've done about 2 light coats. I'll probably do maybe a third or a fourth on this depending on how the coverage is going, but at the moment it needs a little bit more. So while the legs are drying, I've completed painting them. Going to the next step of using my old fabric that come off the chair and using it as a template to cut out my new fabric. The fabric that I've chosen is a gorgeous lush velvet. Using the template helps me get the right size that I need, and any little extra bits that I need to work on, such as this corner piece here that I've unpicked. This was sewn over the corners like a pleat, so I'll know that I might just cut out this section here, and when I go and pin it in place, it should be fairly correct. I might have to make some minor adjustments, but there you go. That's the fabric done. So I can't wait to get it all together. So excited to be at the next stage for the bench. I have cut out a piece of material as I showed you previously, and I've now laid the velvet over the top of the bench, and I'm just mimicking what was on the old template, and that's just pinning the corners here in all 4 of the corners, and I've pinned those, and I'll sew them because that's what they've done with the old template, and I thought that gave the best finish. From there, I will then go ahead and nail down the rest of the fabric. But I'm just so happy with how the legs turned out. I've attached all of them now, and they just look really good. So you can see I've just sewed the corners here. So I've got a lovely seam on all 4 sides, and now I have tacked around the entire edge of it using a compressed nail gun with special upholstery staples in it. You don't need one of those, you can just use one of those hand upholstery staplers that will do the exact same job. So I've done that around the entire thing. I've just cut just into the corners and folded under, so then I will add in the brass tacks around the edge for the nice detail. So we're nearly done. I can't wait to see it finish. Did you like what I did with it? I surely hope so, because I love this. This is my favorite piece of furniture, and I think it must be that blush velvet fabric. Don't you agree? If you love this project, make sure you give it a thumbs up because I really appreciate it. If you've got something to say, got a question, leave a comment below and I'll hopefully get back to you as soon as I can. And last but not least, make sure you subscribe because that really means a lot to me, so you can see my next furniture video. Anyway, have a great day. See ya. Bye.